Can I start?
Yeah, wait for a while. It's still not 7. Usually the recording switches on very late because and you can start this, but it switched on immediately. I don't know. Maybe is it to do with the number of participants? Okay. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing good. So, welcome back to our fabulous Friday call. So, let's start our call with our invocation. So, please close your eyes. This is who we are. We are a team, talented, energetic, astonishing mindsets. We can do anything and everything. We talk, we care, we respect each other. We see beauty in everything. We are connected by hearts and driven by values. We celebrate each other. We provide value to each other. We take ownership in everything we do. We have freedom to make mistakes. We learn as we go. We are mad to make a difference. We love disruptive ideas. We make impossible things possible. We are strong to question the creation. We believe in dreaming big. If we do not dare to dream big, are we really living? Why be ordinary when we can be extraordinary? We should be driven by our goals, not by egos. We can do it, we will do it. Let us not hope for the best. Let us be the best. This is who we are. Yeah. Now you all can open your eyes. And yeah, thank you all for listening to our invocation. And this is the start for our energetic session that is going to be today. So today we are going to discuss on the topic matrimony. Marriage, marriage, marriage. So what is the first thing that comes in your mind when you hear the word marriage? You can put it in the chat box. So what is the first thing that comes in your mind when you think about the word marriage? Responsibility? Wow. Love, wife. Okay. I want all of your answers. Most of the answers. OMG. Okay. Yeah. For me, fear. Okay. So only these many answers? And other people you are not going to marry, please type your answers. I want most of your answers. Deepti Maripalli, what is your one word? Okay, commitment. Wow. Okay. Super. Okay, so yeah, I got few of your answers. Okay, yeah, that's interesting to really look at different kind of answers. And yeah, mine is somewhat bit weird than many of the answers. So yes, so today I totally got impressed with the way Deepti Maripalli has written the write-up about marriage. So I just want to read it here. Uh, hey there, Topis. Welcome to Thop Matrimony. Matrimony. Why should we even think about our marriage? Something which is probably going to happen in like 6 to 7 years, or maybe even earlier for few now. So, do you think the same way with your career? Marriage is something big which happens in our life, and most of us think very little or maybe not at all about it. So, let's change this. You can shift your career, but can you do the same with your marriage? Think about it. You will be spending perhaps 75 percentage of your life with your spouse. And don't even think about it for 75 months. Yes, this is very true. And she also said us to watch the video in her write-up. So I think most of you watched this video. So how many of you watched the video? I want you all people, I mean, whoever have watched the video, you can raise your hands. Okay, just 2 members. Okay. 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 Around 5 members watched the video with including Shravan sir as well. Yeah. Because Shravan sir shared us that video. Okay. So 5 to 6 members watched this video. Okay. So okay, I'll tell my thoughts now. First, I'll tell my thoughts and we will discuss about this video soon. Uh, because I'm going to tell my thoughts relating to the video that I watched and that we all watched. So, for me, like marriage is something that comes from the trust, loyalty, commitment, and honesty. I feel like marriage is such a beautiful thing one can really experience. But yes, I do have fears about getting married. I feel like those fears that I have is due to the lack of knowledge about many good men in the society and also the lack of trust. So, to be honest, I'm really trying to work on my fears about marriage, like such that those fears should not create any difficulties for my married life, for my future married life. So, like I'm likely more these days understanding about this marriage concept and getting that it's about giving, showing respect and love towards our partners, and like commitment, which Deepthi Marapalli said. I too believe in that commitment towards each other is like one of the ways to live with and without struggles. So, as Maripalli said, that it's really tough to talk and feel so uncomfortable to talk about the word marriage. Uh, like the people who have seen that video, uh, that's really that's like I about marriage. The way he explained it, it's like one of the most, I mean, that is the first video I have watched about marriage. And that's really amazing, the way he explained about this whole marriage concept. So, uh, Maripalli, yes, you can talk. You raised your hand. Okay. Oh, further. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll play the video. I mean, I'll just play few of the clips that I liked in the video. So 1 minute. I'll share the screen and we'll play the video. Then we can discuss more about that.
I thought about what are you telling someone when you live with them? Okay, so I've talked to lots of people, women who are cohabiting with men are generally not very happy about the fact that the relationship is not moving towards marriage. Now, I think there's a bunch of reasons for that. Women seem to suffer more emotionally as a consequence of sexual activity outside of a committed relationship. You can imagine why that is. Women experience more negative emotion than men on average in general, but also women pay a much higher, sex is much riskier for women than it is for men, obviously. Hopefully I don't have to explain why that is. So women are often women who are cohabiting are often less than happy about that. And the men who I've talked to about that about their partner's displeasure with the current unstable nature of the relationship, often say something like, well, we don't need a piece of paper to indicate our commitment to each other, which sounds all revolutionary and Che Guevara, but which is really a pretty pathetic bit of reasoning. First of all, for someone to say that means they think that what they just said convinces you that all marriage is a piece of paper. And that's a preposterously foolish argument. I mean, at minimum, in the typical marriage ceremony, you make a vow by whatever is holy to you, or at least in front of the state itself, and then in front of your community as you define it, that you're going to make a commitment to someone. And if you think that's nothing, then you're probably the sort of person that the person you asked to marry you should run away from. So that's pretty shallow. And then you might ask, well, why do you need to commit to your partner in front of your community and a higher authority, let's say? And the answer is, well, life is really, really difficult, and you're going to have a rough time with your partner, no matter how much you love them, because the two of you are different, and you're different sexually, and you're different temperamentally, and so you're not going to see eye to eye all the time, and then horribly difficult things are going to come your way, and the complexity of those difficult things is going to tempt you to pull apart. And exactly when pulling apart might be the worst possible thing for you, and maybe you need that vow before your community and God himself, let's say, or at least the state, and the vow that you've made to yourself and your partner, and the vow that you've made publicly to all your friends to keep you together when the going gets rough. And you might say, well, you don't need that. And I would say, well, that's just because the going hasn't got rough enough for you yet, because when it does get that rough, you'll bloody well know that you needed that. That's for sure. And that will definitely happen to you.
Yeah, so when I heard about these thoughts, I mean, I saw that, according to me, like he talked about antisocial behavior, right? So I thought it's about the way he told about crimes that people does, or about the way people do create such, very crime and cruel things in the society. I just thought that that is only the antisocial behavior. But when I heard about one of the antisocial behavior is also that very early sexual interactions, and also multiple partners. So I felt like, oh my God, yeah, actually, that was, it is a very bit shocking thing for me to hear that. That is because when I started hearing about how women or men feel once they are involved in that cohabituating, so the way they, women or men really, women emotionally unstable, and also men who is not even having that a very pleasant life. I just thought that there is so much that that is happening with this I don't know, but with this not really conscious thoughts about marriage, and also conscious thoughts about how two people should have that commitment towards each other, and that's what that start could be a marriage. So I got so many thoughts while watching this video. Yes, Shravan sir, you can go ahead.
So what happened is, Sai called me maybe 5 days ago, 6 days ago, and he said, we were just talking about, that's like the topic is always about marriage or his research. So these are the only two topics. And so we were talking about marriage, and he said, Dad, I really think I need to live with someone before I get married. And usually I don't say, I say, oh, okay, that's the idea we should consider. Usually that's how I always say to everyone. But this time I said, no, I am okay with romance, but I'm not okay with sexual interaction, and I'm not okay with cohabitation. And I have no idea why. I will write down my thoughts and let you know. And then suddenly, this video came into my feed, into my YouTube feed. Remember what Ramesh was telling yesterday in the IBA? He was saying when you put something out into the universe, it comes to you, the info, the people, everything. And this video came to me, and I was like, I started watching because Sai loves Jordan Peterson. He was the one who introduced me to Jordan Peterson. So I said, okay, you know, YouTube chose this to me. I don't even know why. I didn't even do a search yet on, what is the use of, what is cohabitation and all of that. I didn't even do the search yet. And suddenly this video pops up in front of me from Jordan Peterson, whom Sai loves a lot. So I didn't even watch it. I sent it to him and I said, Arey, you talked about this, and this is what Jordan Peterson is saying. I didn't watch it yet. I'll let you know once I watch it. I didn't even, because, Sai loves Jordan Peterson. So I said, I don't want to make a assumption first saying that, oh, I love that video. Now it is in my viewpoint. The way he's saying it is exactly like my viewpoint. So I am sending it to you. I sent it to him saying, I didn't even watch it yet. And so then I watched it and I was like, oh my God, this guy proved my point in so many ways. I was so happy. Of course, I still didn't want to say that to him. So I said, hey, I've watched the video. Let's talk. After you watch the video, let's talk. I didn't say I liked the video either because I wanted it to be, saying that I'm still open to his thoughts, but I'm not open to his thoughts at all. So, uh, so, so this is like, usually I'm never saying no to certain things. I am always like, okay, if Nivi comes up with an idea, it might sound, really, I don't like that idea, but I'll still say, oh, maybe that's a great idea. Let's go with it. Because I'm thinking, I'll say my thoughts to her when the idea is going in a wrong way than her goals. Until then, let us at least give Nivi the freedom to go with her idea. And maybe she will only figure it out that idea doesn't make sense. Or maybe she is right about that idea and I am wrong about that idea. So let us at least give some time before we say no, right? But in this particular case, I said immediately no, because I had some strong feelings about it, which I don't know the reason behind it. So I really think all of you should watch this video multiple times, actually. You watch it today and watch it like 6 months, 1 month from now, watch it again and again. I think you will really understand because the society is telling you something about marriage. And I'm telling you, the movies, the society that is telling you is not telling you the truth. They show you that they will have this reel saying how happy they are. Probably they are happy for 1 month out of 10 years. And they took that reel when they are happy or they are just happy and they sent it. And then probably since the reel was sent, they probably are having unhappy lives. We don't know. But I really feel like the everything about marriage which you have in your minds, you should write it down and question each sentence. Where did I get this from? Is it really correct? And then make your own judgments. You are smart. Don't think this is not complicated at all. It's really logically you can do it. You just have to unlearn some of the things. Like maybe you saw something in a movie. Maybe you don't know when you saw it. And you decided that is the way marriage should be. So if you don't know something where it started, that's okay. But at least you should say, this is what I think about marriage. And then you say, I don't know why I decided this, but let me figure it out on whether this is the right thoughts about marriage. And then you talk to people. You talk to your parents first. Hey, this is what I think about marriage. What do you think? And then when you meet others, the more you'll be meeting, right? When you talk to your mentors, you can ask them, hey, this is something I just felt about marriage. Do you agree with it? And this type of questioning will cause you to either confirm the thought you had and keep it, or unlearn that thought, which you might not help. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
I have a question to ask Shravan sir. Can I ask? Yeah. So, Shravan sir, firstly, thank you for sharing this video. And um, actually, I and Nivi were in the call, I think, when we were talking, or maybe just you and me. But you said like living together is no. Somehow I had a prejudgment in my mind that we are going to redefine marriage, something like that, in terms of Thop Matrimony, right? So basically, I'm a person who believes in that trust and that commitment, and can only imagine one, and forever. That's what I do think in my mind. But when we started off with this questioning system kind of thing, since we didn't discuss much about it, but we got an overview from you, right? So I felt like you seemed more open, and I kept a prejudgment on you that okay, Sari's in a thoughts of living together, and then if it works only, moving forward. Somehow I just fixed that in my mind. And at some point of time in my thoughts, I was already arguing with you. Okay, in my thoughts, where if in my thing, if it comes up, and like I want to go in this traditional way. Let me call what Jordan Peterson has told it in traditional way. And the other thing is fancy things, right? Like what all we are being told right now as fashion. So somehow I feel myself as traditional. So how can I even talk to Shravan sir? Like how can I even question that? Like what if Sarah asks whether this works or not? How can you even tell without moving with her? Something like that. I was having all these things in mind, and I was shocked actually to listen that from Shravan sir, where "Arey, I don't want this living together thing. I don't want these things to happen." I really loved that video. You should watch it, Anarkada. Then when I watched it, I realized many things. Like this has been the best communicator, sir, to tell out your more thought process, because I predetermined that the openness definition, and attached that with the current open-minded fashion. Okay, they are thinking that is more open-minded, but I know that will result in more problems only. Okay, like something like how can you even fix someone even before you move it, so something like that. All those things, like that living together thing, all these things are coming up, right? So I assume that thing and this thing as open thing only. But now I am more clear. Now I am more clear of what exactly we are thinking, and I am completely aligned to that. And what Jordan Peterson has told, like this is something I just shared to one of my friends who got engaged recently, and like I told her to watch this video first. So I feel every 20-year-old who is going to marry sooner or later should watch this video, just to change that perspective and think of a thing like where I think that has many solutions. That video has many solutions, like solution for divorce, solution for a happy life, solution for how to navigate through the disputes and everything. Somehow, I was getting all the solutions from that video somehow. Where um, when I ask my mom, like she tells like the divorce is not in the thoughts, like something like that, right? So like that is not at all a consideration, and the marriage is something that is fixed, okay, and there is no rethought on that, okay. That is how she talks, right? So um but but seeing all the divorce rates that are going on in America, like, is that what it should result in something like that? These are all the thoughts that came in my mind. But I really got to know why the divorce rate is high in America after seeing this video, because of those things that he had talked about. I don't even know that people think in that way. Like they think to live together and then go for a better partner if they find someone, something, all those things. I was not at all having those things in mind. And um, one more one more thing, when he mentioned like this is so, sir, I think the openness or the matrimony thing, where we talked about 5 years, right? So 5 years of having these thoughts, considering many thoughts, learning about the things very much, seeing many, something like that, seeing many things that are happening around the world, and then make a conscious marriage decision, right? So um, I presume that in these 5 years, at least there will be 6 months of living together somehow. Okay. But now I want to know, like, what are we going to do more in that 5 years, on why it is going to be 5 years, something like that. That is my question, sir. So I'll just finish up my thought that this is one of the very nice things I liked about the video, where we don't even like ourselves. And are we trying to move away ourselves from ourselves? No, right? We don't have choice, right? It's the same. It's the same with the marriage, where you just have to navigate yourselves in such a way that you are going to bond it tightly together. That's it. There is no choice. Like, if from the choice comes the thoughts, from the thoughts comes the decisions and disputes. If at all there is no choice, and they come from a decision of being together only, that will be a beautiful thing, right? Like, anything should be dealt by both of them to be together. That's it. That's what I feel. Yes, sir. Shravan, sir.
Wow, well said. Sir, yes.
So um, when the discussions between me and Sai were going on since 5 years now, right? So there was a time where I did say, Sai, I really don't want to be involved in this whole process. It's too complicated for me. I don't really care whether you want to get married or not, whether you want to be only living together, only, you know, I said, figure it out. It's okay with me. I don't do anything for me, because you're only going to stay probably 10 days out of a year with me. So how do I care about these 10 days when you are the one who has to deal with her for 365 days? So it's up to you. I am willing to work with you on those 10 days. And, whenever you call me, I'll talk with you. But you're the one who has to deal with your wife and kids, not me. So I was very clear about whatever the path was. But then, so I was fine with it. But then on the day when he said it, that he wanted, this, I don't know what happened to me at that day. It was so clear in my brain on that day that I think it is wrong. I don't think it works. అన్నది ఆ క్లారిటీ వచ్చింది నాకు. So I do believe that everyone should write down all the possibilities out there, because it is not a good idea to, that's like the affinity bias, right? Which you have. Okay, I've seen my parents, I see the society. If I don't do this, if I do it this way, only otherwise people will get mad at me. You might not say it loudly, but inside you are doing it because You want your parents to like you. You want the friends to like you. So you are doing it that way. So you need to write down your thoughts about each one of those situations. Hey, I do want to live with someone. And if I do live with someone, okay, I'll get up in the morning and, she's there or he's there. And how is my life going to be that way? Oh, let me talk to people who are having those cohabitation situations and find out. You have time. You're not getting married today. So you have time. That's why this 5 years helps you to do all that research work. You talk to different families, different types of, whatever, however they had love marriages. Ask them, how was the, were you, did you fight? And how did you get back? Is this your first love? Or is it your 10th love? How did that happen? So, and asking those questions is not easy either, because you don't know how to ask these questions. So it will be uncomfortable. So you'll have to keep learning how to ask these questions. So once you ask these questions, then slowly, Sai was like talking, and when we were talking, and he's like, Daddy, today my brain is definitely not working. And I don't know how to, I'm so confused about everything today. I said, okay. And but he says, I don't want to stop talking. I said, okay, talk. See, he knows he has the freedom to say whatever he wants to say with me. And then he can change his mind, I can change my mind. We both have that. And we both will not get mad at each other. So we have that freedom. So tomorrow morning, I might go and say, that idea which I gave, wrong idea. And it doesn't matter. These are ideas we are just tossing over, right? So when it comes to really actions, and when someone else's life might be involved, then you have to definitely rethink and make sure before you implement that action, because another person is involved. Until then, it's only a matter of just talking with each other. There is nothing going on here. So that's one. And then one of the things is, so I was like saying, sorry, Daddy, I will change, she will change. So isn't a divorce a great option? Because maybe because she changed, she will find a better person after, say, 10 years. And I'll find a better person because we both changed. I said, yeah, that's a possibility. And I said, trying to find one person right now, you're having such difficulty. Now, 10 years from now, you are with this girl, and now you let that girl go, and now you think, how easy do you think you will be to find another girl? And he's like, oh my God, I don't even want to think about finding another girl. Finding one girl itself is getting so complicated. Absolutely. I think whoever I marry, she's the only one for the rest of my life. There is no way I'm going to go and try to find another one. So you see, once you let the thoughts come,
question, sir. Yeah, nice.
because it is so hard. And then if you're trying to find another one, you have been with this woman for 10 years. Any person whom you try to look after, you'll always be comparing that girl with this girl who you just divorced, or that man with this man who you just divorced. Think about the emotional trauma you'll be going through. Is it even worth going through that trauma? And how is it? So divorce should be like really, really, really like outlier. When you have no other choice, you have exhausted everything, and you are really in a horrible situation, then you say, you go there. But otherwise, divorce is not an easy thing to go. And once you are going through a divorce, it is so hard on people. Both people, it is hard. It does not matter, whether it's a man or a woman. And if the kids are there in that relationship, it's even harder. So people think, oh my God, they get divorced and then they go through so much trauma, and that trauma is not even talked about. I think one of the reasons they don't talk about it is because when you go here, at least in US, when you go through this trauma, you spend a lot of money, buy things and everything. And that's good for the economy, right? So now the GDP goes up, the companies make more money, all of that. People eat ice cream, their health gets spoiled, so they go to the hospitals, they get a lot of medication. Now mental health experts are needed. All kinds of people are needed. So the economy is like going up like anything. So, they don't talk about it. They don't say, hey, this is really stupid.
Sir,
Sir, are you done?
I'm missing my thoughts. Like, where did you connect with marriage and economy, sir?
I mean, the divorced people, they will have children, right? So though their children will go into that emotional trauma, and they get affected with that, and they do when they spend a lot of money like that.
Okay, got it.
Maybe,
Oh my God.
maybe it's not only the kids. It's about the two people too.
Oh,
And they really go into that trauma. You you contract other traumas and syndromes and mental health problems.
at
Basically.
least for the divorced people, I think people will be there to address them, but I don't think about the
If
people.
you, maybe,
Yes.
if you think about one thing, suppose that you'll see movies a lot, right? So when you get into a emotional trauma, difference with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, what do? They show you eat a lot of ice cream, right? And you're watching TV and eating ice cream, or you're going out and drinking with your buddies, right? What is that doing? Then, it's only making you fat. And then you're like, now fat. Now that's bad. Now you got really upset. Oh, you know what? I want to look so really nice. So I'm going to buy some clothes. Oh, this guy. So I'm going to buy a new car. So you just go into this. And then when your kids are like now, come and say, Mom, I want this laptop. And you are now and if you say no, you say, Mom, I really want it. You're such a bad mom. And he's like, oh, I'll ask dad. And he's like, no, I have to be a better mom now. So let me get him the laptop, because that guy, I don't want him in my life, my children's life, any of this. So I am going to do everything possible to keep this. And so she just goes and buys. So we forget about relationships. We forget about why we got married and what relationships are. So I think if you are truly in a relationship, I think you'll spend so little money, because you don't need money. You have each other. Why would you need money? So you spend so little money. So I think the system is designed to create differences so that way you spend more money. Again, whether the system is doing it consciously or unconsciously, I don't know. There is supposedly a study out there where some of the companies do this, and there is that advertisements, everything are designed that way, and they use freedom and independence and all of those things. If you are by yourself, if you don't get married, you are free, you are independent. So these words are so powerful. They use these words to get you there. So this is all so you have to go through this masala that is all around you to get to the real story.
Sir, like so many thoughts now. I just can't even get over this topic. And Viv, before you, like Surya Bhargavi just put a message. I'll read it. After that, you can share your thoughts. So, in my opinion, redefining marriage means in a proper way, like trying to understand each other, but not controlling each other. Yes. Giving that freedom to express and respect the thoughts. Living together is not acceptable and it doesn't come under redefining. Wow. Yes, Akka. So powerful later. Told. Yeah. Thank you, Akka, for sharing your thoughts. Will, you can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Nivi. So, before watching that video, or maybe like some days back, I really had few pre-assumptions about marriage, and I don't know what made me write all of those things before. And manaki topic వచ్చే ముందే, I just felt like writing on all those things, and that's how I cleared all my fears. Maybe అంటే fears which I'm really aware of right now. I was able to really clear all those fears, and uh, you know, thank you. and ante so the kind of environment and all of those things which I have been brought up since my childhood, uh, it really made me believe that marriage is not a good thing. It's not really the one which you అంటే it's not that important on a type లో అనమాట. I really didn't feel sometimes good about marriages, although I was like so into this idea of love, and I unconsciously knew that love will end up into marriage, and I mean, at least in my life, it should end up in marriage. Although I was like very clear with that idea, but still, my belief on marriage was something very different. అంటే మూవీలో చూపిస్తారు కదా, they just show that love life part and not after marriage thing. My thinking was the same. It was good till అంటే love life and marriage అక్కడ వరకు బాగుండే, but after marriage I didn't know. I really didn't have any idea. I was like so in that disbelief. But after I wrote down my thoughts, it really cleared so many things in me. And uh, the discussion which we had recently with Shravan sir in one of the rebranding calls about how like we are forced to postpone all of these thoughts at this age and think about them when we are not really ante when we are like going after our career, maybe like in our late 20s, you know, during those times, and we are just forced to choose a partner and marry kana ఆ టైంలో అన్నట్టు. So that thing also, like, it really freed me from so many shackles that I had in my mind about my thoughts. I feel, and then this video came up. So అంటే వీడియో చూసే ముందే okay, I'm little old school. You know, the traditional type of girl who really wants marriage, and I don't like live in relationships. In that ముందు నుంచి I felt okay. I know, like, we are the new generation and we are like open minded, but still when it comes to marriage, I feel like I am really old school, and I like that way. I have chosen that way, Annattu. So when this video really came up, I really understood so many things about marriage, because అంటే although దాంట్లో కంపారిజన్ చేసి చెప్పారు how living is like this and how marriage is like this అన్నట్టు, but my thought process about marriage was so strengthened because of this video. And అంటే కమిట్మెంట్ అనే దానికి ఒక రియల్ మీనింగ్ నాకు ఈ దాంట్లో అర్థమైంది, ఈ వీడియోతో అర్థమైంది. బికాస్ కమిట్మెంట్ అంటే ఇన్ని రోజులు ఓకే, జస్ట్ బీయింగ్ కమిటెడ్ టు ఈచ్ అదర్ అండ్ నాట్ థింకింగ్ అబౌట్ అదర్స్, అంతే కదా. నో, it's just one aspect of being committed to each other. You know, it's that feeling to always be together. And nizangane, like when Anna was mentioning, end of the day, when problems come, we really need to solve. We together really need to solve those problems from the point of view that we are going to be together no matter what. And that is that real basis of marriage annat anpichindi. Because see, when it comes to a team also, it's because we want to be together, and that is the reason we are working to be a better team, kada. It's same with marriage, I felt. And again, after watching that video, I wrote down so many thoughts, and they were just so many questions in me that I was literally questioning everything, and I hope I find answers to them soon. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And yes, like Shravan sir and Viv told about the importance of writing down our own thoughts about marriage. I hope we all write, and we all write. I will also write my thoughts. I have actually written my thoughts, but it's different. But I'll write down my fears. Yes, I do have fears, and I have written those fears, but I never worked on it again. So I'll be working it again. And uh, yeah, so I'll just read one sentence which I like the most in that video. So you cannot step into the unknown without faith. That is the word. I just liked it very much. Because for me, I got a doubt that is adjusting for our partner's happiness and changing ourselves for our partner's happiness is same. Because I feel like, I mean, where does our individuality lies when we change for our partner or when we have some adjustments? Because sometimes adjustment is very much needed, because when both are really different, I think one have to adjust there. But what about our individuality? I just don't know, but I got that thought because not every time adjustment and changing ourselves for others is okay. So this is one of my thought I got. I mean, I just a doubt. You can share your thoughts on that. The 1 minute. Who raised first? Yes, Surya Bhargavi. Akka, your voice is not audible.
Am I audible now?
Can you
Am I
talk?
audible now?
Yeah, yes, now you are audible.
Yeah. Let's reject the top first and go after that. Okay.
No.
Different set later.
Now you can. Now please talk.
Let Vivekta talk first. I'll go after her.
Okay. Yeah,
Right now I'm not getting signal. That's why. Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk after her.
Viv,
So, I don't know the answer, but these are my thoughts. That and like when two very different people are working together, be it in anything, be it marriage or anything, I feel like always finding that midway where it is not really harmful for both of them. And అంటే మనకి కొన్ని కోర్ బిలీఫ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, కొన్ని థింగ్స్ ఉంటాయి that we really do, or some habits that we are so attached to. So అంటే like finding that midway where both of our అంటే the thing is getting done, the problem is getting solved, and it is not really affecting both of them or their in, and to such an extent that they have to change their own personality. And that I don't know. Maybe.
yeah, I got your point. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Akka, Surya Bhargavi.
Yeah. So my opinion is that able to hear me now?
Akka, no.
Now?
No, I mean, is everyone hearing Akka voice? I'm not hearing it properly.
No, it's not very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is
Yeah.
Go ahead, try it again. Speak again, Bhargavi.
ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుందా?
No, it's
No.
the same.
Now?
Yeah,
Okay. Probably I'll put in a message for you.
yeah. Go ahead, put a message. So, Nivi,
Yes.
that's a very good question, what you asked. And it is something Sunita and I, when we were going through our marriage, I was like, I felt certain times she was, where is my individuality? It's like, so she used to say, this is me and this is the way I want. And I'm like, okay, but where is my individuality? Where is my choice? Where is my opinion here? And so, and that's the thing, you will never get your individuality. You'll never have your opinion accepted all the time, even listen to sometimes. They won't, Sunita will not even listen to sometimes my opinion. It's like, this is it. So this is certain times that happens, but most of the time we do talk with each other. We do respect each other's opinions. And sometimes I give up my identity, my individuality for the greater good of the family. Sometimes she gives up her individuality for the greater good of the family. Because for us, it's not our individuality that matters, right? It is these two kids which we brought into this world that matter a lot. And then we got married. Of course, we didn't think properly about why we got married. We just got married because everyone was getting married. So we got married. But we got married. And so we stepped into this playground, right? Or, we are painting this picture. We decided now that we got married, let us do the best we can. What can we do? How can we learn from each other? What can we create as married couple? So these are the kinds of questions we used to get out of, to answer the individuality question. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Wow. I got it now. Now I got it. Thank you so much for answering it.
So conversations are important.
Yeah. Now I get it. Yes, sir. Yes, Surya Bhargavi.
ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుందా? At least now?
Yes, Akka. Now you can talk.
వినిపిస్తుందా?
Yeah. Yes, Akka.
Changing ourselves and in my opinion, ఒక్కసారి మనం చేంజ్ అవుతాం. అది
Hey,
different.
Bhargavi, we'll ask you again.
అనే ఏమన్నా చెప్పారా?
ఇప్పుడు
you lost
క్లియర్
it.
గా ఉంది అక్క. ఇప్పుడు మాట్లాడండి.
మళ్ళీ ట్రై చేయరా?
మీ ఫోన్ ని కొంచెం దగ్గరగా పెట్టుకొని మాట్లాడండి.
ఇప్పుడు కూడా రావట్లేదా?
ఇప్పుడు బాగుంది.
ఇప్పుడు బాగుందా?
Akka, your voice is not audible. We are
Yeah,
not
it break-
getting. Yeah.
All my thoughts. Okay.
What did Akka think? Okay.
go ahead, move on. Move on, Ra. She will text or she will, talk again.
Yeah.
We'll
Yes.
continue this topic anyway. This is not a topic which will end today. Probably never actually, because even after 5 years from now, you are changing. So there will be other questions and everything. So this Thop Matrimony topic will go on for years to come, 100 years, 10,000 years. It will keep on going.
Sir, and also I'm feeling a different energy from what we have talked in transitions also. Okay. like I can completely see the more thoughtful and matured ones, where we are so free to share our things. Like this is the correct time for Thop Matrimony అనిపిస్తుంది నాకైతే.
Yeah, you're all getting you're becoming you're understanding these kind of topics little more now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Very well said. Yeah. So, is there anyone who is willing to share your thoughts about what all happened? I mean, what all we discussed till now? So, is there anyone who want to share your thoughts on how you feel about the word marriage, or I mean, especially more of the thoughts that you got when you like when you have seen that video? Because there is so much that like that we learned from that video, and like sir said, we have to watch it multiple times. So like those who watched this video, you can share your thoughts on what like where you liked your thoughts about the video that you have watched. Sir, do you want to talk in something?
No. Oh, sorry. I was
You
doing some work.
okay. So I'll share another beautiful sentence that I liked. Okay, we have 4 minutes more. I actually want to play that last 5 minutes of that video. We can do it actually. I mean, it will be 3 minutes. We can do it. So I'll first share and then I'll tell my thoughts.
Commitment is without the commitment, and so you can't simulate it by living together because it's not real. It's not real until you make the commitment. And so, and then I would also say, well, what if you don't make the commitment? Well, then you're not committed. And you might say, well, why should I be committed? Well, what's the alternative? It's to be uncommitted. Well, are you free then? Or are you just aimless and hopeless and confused? And you admire people who are committed to something. You sort of wish yourself, when you're feeling aimless and you feel that your life is meaningless, you might think, well, I really wish I was committed to something. Wouldn't it be nice to be committed to something? It's like, well, commit to something then. And you say, well, I don't have the evidence. It's like, you don't commit because of the evidence. You commit because of faith. And there's foolish faith, there's naive faith and there's blind faith. And I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about staking your life on something that might work if you just, if God was willing, if the fate smiled on you and you put your whole soul into it. And that's what you do when you vow to stay faithful to someone. And you can't simulate that. It doesn't work. So there's like 5 reasons why it doesn't work. And I don't know if you find those reasons compelling or not, but I've thought about them a lot. And maybe there's a part of me that wishes that isn't how life was, and that you could just have a casual relationship with someone and then trade them in on someone better if they happen to come along. But I just don't believe that's delusional to believe that, at best. And it's like Machiavellian, psychopathic and narcissistic and criminal at worst. And so
Yes, that's really an amazing part of the whole video, like you said. Yes, so I like the way he told that we commit not because of evidence, but we commit because we have faith. Like that is like one of the most beautiful sentences. I just loved it so much. And yeah, we can end it by Deepthi Marapalli. Thoughts you can share.
Yeah. Thank you, Nivi, for playing the last part. Like yeah, that's the best part of the video actually. And like previously, not even before watching the video, like many months ago, the old me, like I used to have these thoughts like marriage is it's about responsibility. It's a huge responsibility. Like if I'm in a relationship, like in marriage, if I'm in a married relationship, like there would be a huge responsibility on me because it's not just about my family, it's about their, like my spouse's family too. So I don't know, I used to get so scared, but then after watching the video, like now actually, after I think properly, like live-in relationship is even more messed up, right? Like I really used to think that I would be in a live-in relationship, but then like it's even more messed up. It messes up our thoughts even more. Like the constant thing of yeah, today I'm together, tomorrow will I be together or not? After that, like it's just what happens with my marks. Like I like I mean I shouldn't compare it with my marks, but then like it's like yes, passed the semester, will I pass next semester? The whole semester I keep thinking about the marks. So it's I consider it something like that. Like it's so messed up. But in a marriage, like if I see it now, it is a commitment, right? Like when, like I don't know, it's just a commitment. And yeah, I really like that part about marriage, maybe. So yeah, thank you, Navy.
Thank you so much, Marupalli, for really beautifully expressing about that. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for really involving in this discussions. And thank you so much, sir, for really sending us that video, because that has really changed, that has really put us few thoughts in our mind to unlearn and to relearn again about few thoughts that were put in by the society about marriage. And also we can learn so much, and we should learn so much about marriage. And thank you so much for yeah, this is the first call of Thop Matrimony. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to host this, and I'm hoping to see many calls happening the next few weeks, yeah, the next weeks. So thank you so much, everyone. Now we can stop the recording.
Thank you, Navy.